Field.
And Sports Mag went to Kansas City to check out Big 12 Media Day.
Step Productions has their own ski movie.
And the CU women's soccer team tried to get past Kansas. All coming up on CU Sports Mag right now. Hello and welcome to CU Sports Mag. I'm Andrew Tomasini alongside Andy McDonald, and we have a great show for you today. Lots of athletics to talk about, but why not talk about the football team first?
Let's roll those highlights. Texas Tech came into their house for the first time in a while, and they've never won here. Hansen finds Luke Walters, but Tyrone Saunier stops him at the 1. That leads to a Tyler Hansen's quarterback sneak, and he, wait for it, touchdown, 7-0 Buffs. Next quarter, Eric Steffens tries to get in, but Tyler Alice stops him at the 1. Big play for a freshman. Same play, next play, Steffens tries to sneak in, but this time Terrell Smith and Alice stop him again. Third time's a charm as Aaron Crawford sneaks in, and it's all tied up at 7. Hansen this time pitches it to Stewart, but he gets laid out by Julius Howard. Hansen's down, he would not return. Ruptured spleen, and then Hansen walks off on his own. Backup quarterback throws a strike to Tony Clemens, who sneaks inside the Texas Tech 5 to the 3. 28 seconds left. Next, Hawkins throws it and comes right into your living room with Paul Richardson. But Buffs would have to settle for a field goal. Eric Goodman, 23 yards, 10-7 Buffs at the half.
And second half action here. Buffs with a 3-point cushion. Hawkins to Tony Clemens as he breaks 1 and 2 tackles there in the process, setting up CU at the Texas Tech 3-yard line. Ensuing drive, Hawkins to Richardson. That's a 3-yard score, 17-7 Buffs. 10:32 to go in the third quarter. Tech trying to hang in it. It's Potts. He hits Alexander Torres for the 45-yard pitch and catch, setting up shop at the Colorado 26-yard line. 2 plays later from the Colorado 15, it's Potts again to Torres, touchdown. CU's lead cut to 17-14. And check out this rainbow here. Hawkins to Richardson again for the touchdown score. With the score, Richardson becomes the first true CU freshman in history to have 2 receiving touchdowns on the day. But here comes Texas Tech again. They score in this one, making it 24-17. And following that play, here we have another play here from CU as they just could not hold on. Texas Tech comes back, and they eventually win the ball game here as CU tried to get back into it, but just could not get it done. Final score, Texas Tech 27, CU 24, and on the day, Colorado had Tony Clemens with a big day, Cody Hawkins with a big day, as well as Tyler Hansen, but just could not get it done. And the postgame, Coach Hawkins, what do you have to say?
You know, we got a couple throws, then we were just off a little bit on a couple that would have extended some drives, and we weren't able to get that done. Keep staying after it. And like I said, you just got to get back up one more time after you get knocked down. It's not easy for anybody.
Injuries seem to be haunting CU's football team this season. The Buffs had to rely on makeshift secondary due to losing 4 starters since the beginning of last year. Last week's loss against Texas Tech added leading tackler, sophomore linebacker John Major, and junior quarterback Tyler Hansen to the list. Major tore his MCL and his return date is unknown. Hansen was released from the hospital on Thursday morning after suffering a ruptured spleen. As Hansen's chances of return appear unlikely, the Buffs will look to last year's starters to fill his shoes.
And in response to that Tyler Hansen injury, the Buffs are turning to their senior leader to take control of the offense. Cody Hawkins started his freshman and sophomore season before Hansen took over midway through last year. Even though Hansen wasn't named starter until midway through fall camp, Hawkins was still chosen as one of 4 captains by his teammates.
After 3 straight losses to nullify the team's 3-1 start, the calls for Dan Hawkins' jobs have grown loud once again. Fans and pundits alike point to Hawkins' 19-37 record since taking the helm in Boulder, as well as his inability to prepare his team to win on the road. As reasons to immediately get rid of the once hot coach prospect, a popular candidate among the Buffalo faithful is CU alum Dave Logan, who spent 8 years as an NFL wide receiver and has coached in 3 Denver high school state championships. Another possible coach is legend himself, Bill McCartney, who brought CU its only national championship. Although there is much speculation about who's going to replace Dan Hawkins as football coach, one of the names being floated around is CU coach Bill McCartney brings us to this week's trivia question. What year did Coach Mack retire? We'll have that coming to you after the break. CU's soccer team desperately needed a win against the Kansas Jayhawks on Monday to improve their chances of making the Big 12 tournament. The Buffs didn't do themselves any favors in this one, allowing goals to Caitlin Cunningham just 18 seconds. The hole almost got deeper when Kate Russell was whistled for a foul inside the box just 5 minutes in the match. However, keeper Annie Bruner and the rest of the turn penalty passed the post to keep CU in the game. Despite being down from the get-go, Colorado kept the pressure on through the first half and into the second, outshooting Kansas 22-9 in the process. That pressure paid off 15 minutes ago when Amy Barczak launched a loose ball and slotted it home to tie it up. CU kept the heat on but couldn't break the deadlock on regulation and were forced to go to OT for the 8th time this year. The Buffs picked up right where they left off as Kate Russell and Amanda Folk hit a woodwork within the first 2 minutes of extra time. Finally, Folk sends the ball to the middle where Annie Stuller hits the upper 90 for a game-winning goal in the 92nd minute.
And with that win, it just puts CU one game away from the postseason play. Their final match is Friday against Nebraska, and Luke Rosenmeyer caught up with the team to see how they're feeling about going into the big game.
CU's soccer team is hard at work during their final week of the regular season. Coming off an overtime win against Kansas, the Buffs are feeling confident heading into their regular season finale against Nebraska this Friday.
Nebraska's always a rival of ours, and they're definitely a very physical team, so we need to be ready for that, and I think we're going to be very well prepared.
We know we have to play very quickly because it's a team that transitions from offense to defense very quickly, and if we can do that, I think we have a chance to succeed.
The Buffs have been up and down this season, struggling to score at times, and have gone to overtime 8 times. The match against Kansas was more of the same as CU went down 1-0 within the first minute, but battled back to eventually win on Annie Stuller's left-footed strike in the first period of OT.
We went into overtime with a lot of momentum, and we kept hitting the post and crossbar, and then Amanda played me a perfect ball, and I was able to finish it, and now we're excited to still have a chance to go to the Big 12 tournament.
The Buffs are 8th in the conference and currently in place to make the tournament, but they aren't out of the woods yet. They need a win on Friday to ensure they don't drop to 9th, which would eliminate their opportunity for postseason play. Luke Rosenmeyer, CU Sports Mag.
Thanks a lot, Luke. And when we come back, we'll let you know how our cross-country team is wrapping up their season.
And we'll take a look inside the Big 12 basketball media ball days. You won't want to miss this. Right around the corner, and the Big 12 is shaping up to be one of the nation's toughest conferences once again. Sportsmag Andrew Tomasini headed to Kansas City to get this week's scoop on CU basketball at the Big 12 Media Days.
Hit the road this week to get you set for the Buffs 2010 season for both the men's and women's basketball team here at Big 12 Media Day in Kansas City, Missouri.
It's a great opportunity to come into a league like the Big 12.
I'm very excited and happy to be one of the 2 new coaches to the Big 12.
I'm getting better every day.
I think we have big expectations this season.
Replacing Coach Jeff Bizdelic on the bench this season will be Tad Boyle, formerly the head coach at the University of Northern Colorado, and the excitement couldn't be greater for the former Jayhawk captain.
It's a great honor for me professionally, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to hopefully go out with a bang this year. Well, the sky's the limit for Alec Burks. I mean, he's a guy who I think gets better every single day, and I don't think Alec even realizes how good he can be. I think the league speaks for itself, and I don't care what league you're in. I've had the fortune of coaching in the Pac-10 back when I started coaching, and the SEC and some other leagues along the way, the Missouri Valley, and any league you're in is a tough league, and I think you just you recruit to your league.
Senior guard Corey Higgins, undoubtedly the leader for this Buff squad, loves what he's seen from his team thus far and his new head coach.
I think it's all positives with Coach Boyle. I think he's the way he's changed our system. He really excels everybody else's game. Everybody gets to show what they have, and I think we're a team fitted for that type of play. I think we have big expectations this season because we have all the pieces, we have the talent, and it just comes down to execution. And I don't want to say NCAA or bust, but I mean that's in the back of all our heads because we can get there. I mean it's been a journey. I feel like I've come a long way since freshman year. There's been a lot of struggles, but I think that's what's going to make this year so much more rewarding. And so I'm just looking to go out with a bang, basically.
Heading into her last season here in Boulder, Britney Spears understands she still has room to grow within her game.
I could play harder. I know I take possessions off when I know I could just play harder and don't let the opponent feel comfortable with the ball. So now the coaches are getting on me a lot about that and know where I'm out on the floor and talking a lot. It's going good because I think I'm getting better every day, like talking to my teammates, telling them where to be on the floor. I'm getting more comfortable with just saying stuff now. Like now it's becoming natural. Because before the coach asked me to say nothing the days when we play, but now she wants me to lead by example and lead by talking. So that's what I'm doing now.
Former Buffalo standout Linda Lappy relishes the opportunity to be back at her alma mater, but understands it starts at the defensive end.
We're just going to play tough defense. We're going to be hard-nosed. We're going to not be afraid to get on the ground. We're going to have high character on the court, off the court. The biggest thing is the level of confidence and a little bit of the swagger. And not, when I say swagger, I don't mean you're strutting around, but it's more so just having a confidence that you're going to be one of the top teams in the Big 12.
From the Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri, Andrew Tomasini, CU SportsMac.
CU's men's basketball team will be missing one of their starters this season. Sophomore forward and center Shane Harris-Tunks is out for the season after tearing his ACL during practice Thursday. Harris played 28 games last season and led the team in blocked shots.
The cross-country team also earned 21 spots on the academic All-Big 12 team Wednesday. Senior sociology major Laura Thwiat was selected to the first team for the third time in her collegiate career. In all, 9 women and 5 men were named to the academic All-Big 12 first team, and 4 men and 3 women were named to the second team, making Colorado the leading school in the academic All-Big 12. The men's and women's teams will try to lead the Big 12 on the course as well as in the classroom this weekend. They are set to compete in Stillwater, Oklahoma at the All-Big 12 Cross-Country Championships. The Colorado cross-country team is heading to this year's Big 12 Championships on Saturday in Stillwater, Oklahoma. The CU men will be competing for their 13th championship, gunning to upset back-to-back champions Oklahoma State. The Colorado women's team, ranked 7th nationally, has 6 titles, the most recent in 2007. The women's 6,000-meter race will start at 10 a.m. Central Time, and the men's 8,000-meter race will follow at 11 a.m.
The CU triathlon team came out on the top in the Pumpkin Man Triathlon in Boulder City, Nevada this weekend. 6 schools competed, and national champs CU ranked among the best. Sophomores Tess Amer and second overall Karen McConey came in 4th. What was Amer's secret to great finish? Not letting the pressure get to her.
Try to have no expectations because, I don't know, pressure is never fun. How good we did at nationals and how well you did individually, there's a lot of pressure, but that will just make it really unenjoyable if I just let that get to me. So I just try to think like, oh, it's just something I like to do, and if I have success in it, then it's all the better.
We'll meet this week's Freshman of the Week.
And Andrew Tomasini gets a look at CU students' latest ski movie production. Filmmakers here in Boulder campus. These kids are having success both inside and outside the classroom, as illustrated by Step Productions' latest release titled Network.
What does the word dedication mean to you?
So apparently I broke my lower leg ankle area to the point where it's poking through the skin.
How about the act of being precise? Or simply being successful. However you interpret the latter, for Step Productions, a Boulder-based ski and snowboard film production company, it's the dedication and precision which have led to success both on and off camera. Step's creators Nick and Alex Martini, both students at CU, watched their latest film release, Network, grab Best Amateur Film at the International Freeskiing Film Festival in Europe and in Montreal. Professionals regard IF3 as the Cannes Film Festival of the ski industry.
IF3 is pretty much it's what we look to in order to receive judgment for our movies. it's sort of what we have in mind when we're coming to the final stages of the movie, you know, and it's the first one. It's the world premiere of our movie. It's the premier ski film festival in our sport. Extremely stressful. Like what we do with the movie is a full-time job, if not more. I'm spending, 60, 70 hours a week, all hours of the night, devoted to the movie, whether it be filming or editing or skiing, and it's crazy. It's stressful for sure.
Fellow writer and editor Ian Boll understands the dynamics of being a student and a successful entrepreneur.
We do a good job of balancing it out, I'd say most of the time. The thing is, you get motivated to kind of do your work and everything for school, go to school when there's not snow, because you know that when there's snow and when you're trying to film, you're not going to do much but that. So that's kind of the way that you get to, you lay half of it out in the times that you can do it, and then when you can't do it. But you get it done, and if we weren't, we would be failing out right now.
So truly, what are the secrets to STEP success? Look no further than skier and student Shay Flynn.
Kind of trying to branch away from the social norm of skiing, so going all over the place in Colorado, like I said, Evergreen, Loveland Pass, anywhere that's off the grid per se is kind of what we're focusing on. During the winters, I take the timeout program here at CU, and I actually take online classes so that I have the ability to travel back and forth throughout the country, and as long as I have my laptop, I can get assignments done.
This is the site at STEP's Boulder premiere in Math 100. One of STEP's many sponsors, like Rockstar Energy Drinks, helped pave the way for the Boulder premiere. And by the looks of things, the CU student body is stepping on board with STEP Productions. Andrew Tomasini, CU Sportsman.
Thanks, Andrew. CU volleyball couldn't catch a break as the Baylor Bears dominated in the Buffs 3 straight sets versus Colorado, recorded 32 kills with Kara Schroeder and Anisha Santos both contributing with 9 kills each. The Buffs played a very close second set. The Bears recorded a hitting error to bring the Buffs within 1 point at 24-23, then closed the set with a kill from Ashley Burt. With the loss, Colorado falls to 6-12 overall and 3-9 in the Big 12. The Buffs return to the CEC to host number 10 Texas on Saturday.
The fall season ended strong for the CU tennis team with 1 and 2 singles recorded close out the Kansas Invitational. Senior Michaela Jensen defeated Oklahoma's Peta Lancaster in the third-place match, while freshman Carla Tenorio finished second in the tournament, losing in straight sets to Caitlin Henry of Armstrong Atlantic in the finals. The Buffs are now on hiatus until January when the regular spring season begins. CU will face Air Force and Boise State in the opening weekend.
This week, we're continuing our freshman profile series with Chidera Uzo-Doribe of the football team. We spoke to Chidera about what his game is like now and where he wants to be in 3 years, and how he contributes how he contributes most to the team.
Just the strength and speed of the guys. They're a lot stronger and faster than they were in high school. So just getting used to the strength and speed would probably be the biggest difference. Just when I came down on my visit and really enjoyed it up here, school has a lot of history, a lot of great players, So I just thought it would be a great opportunity to come play for the Buffaloes. In the back of my mind, I had a feeling like, I felt like with my athletic ability, I could potentially make some plays, but not like this, just by the grace of God, helping me out here. I'm real happy with it. I feel like I could, my name could be in there with those great defensive linemen, with these great coaches, this great coaching, keep my work ethic up, work in the weight room in school. I feel like I can be one of those guys. Watch movies and play video games.
That's it?
Yep.
We'll find if snow is in the future from this week's weather forecast.
And we'll have that answer to that trivia question you've all been waiting for.
Americans drink 4.
Tackle Nate Solder is among 16 finalists for the William V. Campbell Trophy. The award is given out to the nation's best scholar athlete. Solder's 3.5 GPA is the highest on the football team, and the senior in biology major is also a 3-time first-team academic All-Big 12 selection. The National Football Foundation will present the trophy in New York City this December. Solder's smarts, size, and speed have him projected as a first-round pick in this April's draft.
As we traveled to play Oklahoma, we were curious about how much CU students really know about the Sooners. Sports Mag Melody Seifkin tells us more.
Thanks, guys. Well, we're halfway through the football season, and this week our beloved Buffs are taking the Stampede down to the home of the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's see what our students know about OU football.
Somewhere in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? I have no clue.
It's a great question. I'm really not sure.
Norman.
It is Sooners, and the Sooner is
Some kind of bird. An ostrich.
So how does a Sooner? What is a Sooner?
No idea.
I can't remember.
Injury, knee injury.
Oh, I should know this. Ruptured spleen.
Oh, his ruptured spleen, unfortunately.
I know that they're probably a little bit better team. I don't know, especially with Hansen having a problem. I don't know.
CU's gonna win.
I don't know, maybe purple? I have no idea.
Not a clue.
I don't know.
Crimson and cream.
State flag, you know.
Well, it looks like our students will have to prepare for this game sooner rather than later. I'm Melody Seifkin, CU Sports Mag. Back to you guys.
Thank you, and I know you were all waiting for the trivia question, and the answer is, in what year did Coach Mack retire? That's 1994.
Well, Stacey Sam is on the weather, so let's take her away, Stacey.
Mag weather. I'll tell you a little bit about this weekend. We may have a cold front coming in next Monday, but other than that, we're going to have a very warm weekend with lots of sun. So today, our weather, it's sunny, it's warm, it's about 75 is the high and 39 is the low. On Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit of cloud cover, but it's still going to be warm and sunny. It's going to be a high of 75 as well, low of 32. And then on Sunday, that day we've been waiting for, 66 degrees is going to be the high, 31 is the low. Now, the Denver Broncos are going to be playing the San Francisco 49ers in Wembley Stadium in London due to the International NFL Series of 2010. It is going to be a little bit rainy, but the high is going to be 53 and the low is going to be 44. Now, CU is also playing Oklahoma at Norman and Oklahoma Stadium. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, but it's still going to be warm of 78 and a low of 52. So that'll be pretty fun to go to. Warm weather. And a little bit of Halloween history for you. If you can remember, in 2009, we had 3 inches of snow that came to 33 degrees as a high, and then in 2008, we didn't have any snow, but we did have a high of 50 degrees. And in 2007, we had about 5 inches of snow with a high of 39.
Thanks, Stacey. For Stacey Sams, I'm Andy McDonald's, Andrew Tomasini. We'll see you next week.